All right, Mo Lewis bringing us in. Shit, did my mic cut out?
That's just what it is, baby.
That's what it is, baby. Welcome to the Road Show, bringing us in with Mo Lewis.
That's right.
Boots, where's he from?
He is from Riverside, California.
Shout out to Riverside. Shout out to Mo Lewis and the banger.
It's called Static.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, this is a road show. Road shows can kind of be a little bit nerve-wracking to start, you know?
You know, my suggestion is let's switch out Ant's cable right away there.
Yeah, well, no, here we go. Oh,
No, it's that's a pain in the
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just going to say that's a pain in the asshole show. Let's get the fucking rat out of the cage. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It was so good for the whole time.
I know. It was good up until, of course, we launched.
Mo
But, hey,
Lewis, he had a great sound there. Okay, we got it fixed here. I'm good. I'm sitting
You're
good.
good?
Okay, hey, we got a big guest here, boys.
Yeah, and as EJ Savage is already saying, it's boots on the pod.
Boots-
Not boots on the ground
Boots
anymore.
on the pod, baby.
I would turn and I would give Boots some love, but I'm scared to move away from how I'm holding the mic.
it's a pleasure to be here, boys.
Boots, you showed up. You picked us up from the airport.
I
You
did.
had a bunch of gifts. Before we jump into anything, usually we crack them, but right now we're about to shoot them.
Shoot 'em!
Boots picked up enough tequila to kill a moose, so we are about to.
We're definitely going to try.
Here we
camp.
go.
We're going to try. We are going to try.
Shoot them if you boot them.
Cheers.
Shoot him if you boots him.
Shoot 'em if you boot 'em.
'em.
Shoot him if you bit him.
Oh yeah,
Oh, let's gotta crack him up in that one.
delicious.
Crack him if you got him.
I'm
Crack 'em
scared.
if
I'm
you
scared.
got
Crack
him.
him if you got
Let me
him,
get one
baby.
in there too. Crack them if you got them. All right, we are live from Oxnard, aka Camarillo, aka California, in the United States of America, chilling with our man Boots on the ground.
What's up, guys?
Love to have you here, man. We've had a great time so far. We've been shooting the shit. Like I said, you picked us up. We drove about an hour and a half.
A little cheesy at the airport, I'll admit. I
No,
was there
no,
holding
it
the
was
sign.
not. It was not cheesy. You had the sign.
That was welcoming.
It was welcoming.
I had it. I had to roll out the red
And you know
carpet
what?
for you guys.
You know what I was thinking the whole time? I was like, people are looking at us.
They
and
were.
they're thinking, what? Who are those guys?
I loved it.
I
Who is
actually
Can
fielded a few
fan?
questions while I was waiting for you guys. Like 4 people came up and they're like,
Hey!
what's going on? What's going on? Because everybody else that was there is like, they're either here to see Taylor Swift, right? Because she's just playing 45 minutes down the road.
Right.
Or you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, one or the other.
Yeah, it's either Swifty or Can fan.
You can't lose.
So big news. Obviously, we're here to watch the training camp tomorrow. Boots is going to be kind of our.
Boots on the ground? Like Boots is our actual boots on the ground?
Yeah, he's
or
actually
a tour guide on
he's
the
going to
ground?
be our tour guide.
I feel like I've been your tour guide a little bit, especially in the car when I was like pointing out like local places. I was
yeah.
like, the only thing I should have given you the whole spiel, like, hey, keep your hands and feet inside the car the whole time. My name is Boots on the Ground. I'm your captain this evening.
Peckers out of your hand.
All you gotta ask is that you please just have a great time.
Question for you
Okay,
though.
because I had Pecker in hand the entire time.
I know you
That's
did.
just my
And
style.
that's okay.
That's my style.
That's okay. Welcome to California. That's how we do it out here.
Boots, I have a question for you. How many training camps have you been to?
Oh my gosh. Probably about 15 ever since the card coming out here. I want to say 2004, 2003 was the first time they came out. And if we're counting just how many camps have I attended, because I probably come out about 3 to 5 times each time.
Fucking Boots. That's why he's Boots on the ground, baby.
That's 100% why he's
Are
boots
you
on the
guys
ground.
stoked that we actually have a legit training camp pro to kind of guide us and show us the ropes?
A captain?
Look, I'm just going to be there to help. I'm there to buy the beers and make sure you guys are quenched. I don't want you guys getting that heat stroke. And then
Make
you
sure
get
AJ doesn't get kidnapped.
I heard. I don't know if it was through our conversations or not. That's how vape 10 I get just generally during the week. But I was wondering, are beers newly added to the I guess itinerary of the concessions there?
they've had beers in the past. They used to have
Okay.
like cocktails and stuff in the past, but now it's just strictly beers.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I thought I read somewhere so they're liars. I'm not. I'm not saying that. I just thought it was something that was kind of maybe in the past few years. But if that's not true, then they're fucking liars, and it doesn't matter.
I want to say it's been about 3 or 4 years they started incorporating beer sales.
Okay. So semi-recently.
Freshly new.
Yeah.
But look, for me mentioning it type of moment, absolutely not worthy. 4 years ago.
Can we take a second to recognize how cute the bandwagon boys look in those bucket hats?
Those bucket hats.
Our boys in the chat are already calling out the fact that we're wearing these fucking bucket
Are
hats
they
from training camp.
Camp exclusive bucket hats?
Camp exclusive.
Hey, want to touch tips?
Looking like a snack over there, boys.
I feel like a bull on a fucking mule farm.
And let's just take a second to say shout out to chat. We're not running our regular setup, so sometimes I'm the people's champ. I can't put your guys' comments on just yet. We're doing a test run. This is a test run episode, kind of talking about the next 4 days. We see you guys in there. We're going to kind of get to your questions. It's crazy to have boots on the ground.
It's exciting.
On the actual pod.
Oh,
It's
fuck
exciting.
yeah.
Super excited.
Boots on the pod.
This is literal Marvel Universe world, universes colliding, and we're meshing. We're meshing fucking.
This is a dream come true for me,
Yeah.
guys.
We have been
For both
drinking
sides.
and we have been eating edibles. I'll just say that. Okay, let's hop right into the training
I've had
camp.
8 bricks.
Yeah, AJ's been hitting edible bricks. I'm surprised he's not dead, to be honest.
He thinks he's at Legoland right
He
now.
thinks he's at Legoland. So we're going to start off here. So the biggest news going this week, obviously it blew up everywhere. And
Yeah.
Boots, I want to get your opinion on it because we kind of touched a bit about it on Tuesday night when it had happened. Obviously, everyone's seen the footage of Dak Prescott running with the ball. Trevon Diggs kind of runs up to him. Nothing really happens. And then you can kind of see Trevon Diggs kind of, posturing and saying stuff. And then it came out. What did he say? He said, shut your bitch ass up.
He did. But you know what? I think, honestly, this is a non-story.
Non-story.
This is it's a slow day in the news, and they're trying to make such a big deal of it. If anything, it actually shows the love that Trevon Diggs have for Dak Prescott. Because, if anybody has a brother or a sibling,
Yep.
have you not said words to them?
Way worse than that.
And I actually feel like I kid
Are you
those I
looking-
love the most.
Boots,
Yeah.
Boots. As soon as he's talked about siblings and say something way worse, he started to
I
look.
looked at Adam.
He looked
He
over
did.
at me.
I've said
He
way
did.
worse
That's
shit to
love.
Adam.
That's love. You talk like that to your brothers and your siblings. But
Yep.
you do anything for them. You can talk to them. Nobody else can talk to them like that.
That's the thing. I remember, 'cause I'm the younger brother. I remember it was like my older brothers could pick on me. If someone else tried to pick on me, it was like,
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah,
It's on.
absolutely.
So I think it's a non-story, but what they have in the headlines there was, I guess, everything's kosher. They interviewed Dak Prescott. They interviewed Trevon Diggs. And no one outside of the Cowboys nation thought it was a problem. But the national media kind of tries to find issues. Anytime the Cowboys are always under a crazy microscope, right?
They're thirsty. They're
They're
thirsty for a
thirsty.
story.
Well, let's have a look at this video. I believe this is the play, perhaps that.
So Dak rolls out.
Oh, look how good Dak looks.
Yeah, he's rolling out. He's looking deep. He's like, oh, I'm going to take it for a run. Diggs gets up there. Little banter. And then Dak throws the ball at him. Like,
Yeah.
He flea flicks the ball at him.
Gently.
I'm telling you guys this right now. If this is
Gently.
any other team, and I hate to say this, I was talking pre-podcast. I was talking about this. If this was any other team, this would not even be a news story.
Nope.
Fucking Cam Newton got into a fist fight with Norman a couple years ago in Carolina.
Kelsey punched a fucking dude, a safety in the head.
Exactly. So Josh Allen got into it with a defensive lineman. Nothing ever happened about it. It's the same thing, and it's the same kind of story. Jalen fucking Hurts has a picture of him on his phone, and he's heroic. Dak Prescott has it, and he's the cringiest person on the planet. I hate the double standard when you're a Cowboy. Anyone else does it, it's not a big deal. Someone on the Cowboys does it, and it's national media.
It's true. The Cowboys move the needle.
They do.
What I want to bring up here is just and I'm just searching for it right now. Is the who the fuck's that stupid ass? that stupid ass.
Sean McCoy?
Yeah, there it is. Hey,
Another
you
guy
knew.
Boots and I were talking about earlier.
Exactly
How
who
did
you were
you?
I wanna
thinking
bring
about.
up that
That's crazy
stupid
that
ass.
you knew, right? Yeah, you knew
Just-
right there.
Well, he mentioned stupid ass.
I
so
said
just
stupid
knew.
ass. And you know who? No.
It's the first person that came to mind.
So give me a second. Let me look up what his
Okay,
quote
well,
is
while you're
because I
looking
want to
at-
hear what he says and I want us to comment
You know,
on it.
I hate that you're going to look him up because it's going to give him one more view.
That clout.
And I hate that just
Is
having
it
to
cool?
do that.
I know we're in
We're
California.
demonetized, bitch. we don't got to worry about that shit. No one's making any money off of us.
That's
okay?
true.
I know
That's true.
we're in California. Is it cool for me to say we don't want to give him clout?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't want to give him clout, but
Absolutely.
give him the fucking clout.
Go ahead.
AJ's screaming, getting me all jacked
ahead.
up. You're going to get me and Boots jacked up over here.
Okay, while AJ's looking for that, we have Tony Goat Romo saying, I'm convinced we'll look back at the moment as when the Cowboys fell apart. Dak will retire. Diggs goes to Washington. Micah signs with New England. We then have...
Fucking TGR. I love me some TGR.
And then we got our boy, EJ Savage from Boys in the Zone. He's saying, guys, I'm worried about the kicker. What's your guys' thoughts on the kicker situation here in Oxnard?
Well, Boots, did you get to see any of the kicking competition when you were there on Monday?
I did. I saw a little bit of it. It was hard to see who was who because they're actually on the opposite side of the field.
Right.
But it looked like everybody was making most of their kicks, so that's a good start.
They weren't missing a fucking point attempt.
It's also training camp. You'll see tomorrow. It's kind of like that high school football atmosphere. There's no real pressure. There's no cameras.
Right.
As Anth said, Bill Mayer. Is it Bill Mayer? No.
There's also isn't 11 defensive players trying to block the field goal.
Right.
So it's a whole.
Or like you said, pressure. There's no pressure.
There's zero pressure.
Brett Maher.
Bill
Mayer.
Well, Bill Mayer has a podcast that
He has a TV show.
Yeah, whatever. He's a celebrity. No, Brett Maher.
There you go. Remember when we thought AJ had got out of being high from the edibles? We're like, wow, he ate all those edibles and he's completely fine. I think now we're seeing it.
We're definitely seeing it.
I'm slipping into that slide, baby.
You know what?
AKA Canadian Snoop Dogg. Alex.
Boots was so excited that he's like, I got these edibles that are gonna like knock you off your feet. AJ's like, I'm invincible to them.
AJ
now guess what? He ate.
The man is bulletproof.
He is bulletproof. He's holding. I would have been dead.
He's actually doing. For the amount that he actually ate, he's doing a fantastic job.
Fantastic job.
I have a point. I'm just wondering, what is the kicking distance that is most important? Because as you said before, whatever BM bowel movement was
That's how he played sometimes.
Yeah. So no, but he was great until he missed those 5 fucking.
And then it was in his head. It was in his head. He was done.
So what do you guys think is the most important kicking range that we need to make sure we make? Because there is that range that won't matter because we should probably go for it if we're in that zone. That's it within like.
I know what you're saying. Boots.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Like, what's the minimum? We'll say minimum to maximum that a kicker should almost be like 90. I'm going to say 95% from.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he missed a lot of point after attempts last year,
which is critical.
So I think all the point afters have to be made. Those got to be like 19 out of 20. Yeah, 98%. But other than that, I think anywhere between that 35 to 45 range is what's really important.
Yep. Well, the reason the 40, sorry, my fucking mic again. The reason the 45 is so important because the further away you get and you're trusting your kicker to go for it on that and you're not getting it, you're giving the other team such good field position.
Exactly.
Instead of you could have just went for it on 4th and 2 instead of trying this kick. Like what AJ was talking about. There's that fine line, which I feel like in the NFL in the last 5 or 10 years, it's kind of moved up. Remember there was that point that you were punting or you were just punting, and now it's kind of like they started going for field goals, and now it was more like, well, fuck, we'll just go for it because if we don't get it, we're not losing that much on the field position game.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what? Sorry, but the question kind of leads to, with the 2 kickers that we have, which one do you care about? And the unfortunate thing is we don't have the stats. I have the stats of their kicks made versus attempts, but we don't have like the distance of all those kicks, right? So if one of them is making kicks within the X distance, that is where the Cowboys are going to need the kicker most, then like that's the guy that we want.
It's not as scary, yeah. Like,
and if he's making it 100%, it's like okay, we can ride this guy. But if they're both failing at that, and we need to look for someone, then it's like a little bit more scary.
Hopefully you see a little bit of that tomorrow because you'll see that they line up with like the 25, the 30, and they keep backing them up. But then when you read about it later on, they'll say, oh, he made 7 out of 8. But they don't tell you which one he missed. He missed the 25 one or did he miss the 50? He missed the 50. That's fine.
Yeah,
like everyone misses the 50.
And that's a great point because when we did look at the kicking competition the last time, I think it was 11 out of 14, 3 out of 3 on Mojo Moments for Aubrey, and then it was 10 out of 14 for TV. And that's critical to know, well, what 4 kicks did he miss? What 3 kicks did he miss? If one of them's missing 50s and one of them's missing 30s, I think the guy that's missing 50s with a lower success rate than the guy that's making Okay, sure, he hit his 2 from 50, but he missed his 3 from 35 to 45. That's more alarming.
Because that's more probable that
We had that problem. That was Greg Zerlane, right? Greg
Exactly.
the leg. That was
Greg the
him.
leg
He'd
couldn't
make
do
the
it.
ones from 45, 50, but he missed the close ones.
Bottom line, Jerry, sign us. Bro, we'll share one salary.
There's footage of me from the draft trying to make some field goals, and I ain't getting signed.
Okay, but to
getting
rewind
signed.
this all the way back, let's listen to stupid ass
Dickhead. Just call him dickhead.
Here I've been trying in the last couple of minutes to try to chime in for the chat to give. They're
go
commenting on the
for it.
kickers. I just
Sorry.
wanted to.
Yep.
So
You're the people's champ.
EJ Savage says, I think if you're 95% from 45, he'll take it.
Yep.
We have a lot of other like Ben Pia saying 35 to 45. Native J is saying 40 to 50 for yardage in terms of where they're wanting the kicker
40 to 50. Fucking Mike. 40 to 50. 40 to 50 is the important area that they want. That's
Take this one.
Hey, do you want to take this one?
No, you take this one. Here,
You guys swap it
We're
up.
gonna swap it because I'm not talking as much.
Well, while you're doing that,
swap mics too. Swap mics too, boys. Hey guys, just a little break here. Swap
There we
mics
go.
too.
no, we're good.
We're good.
We're good here. Okay, so what I was saying is someone in the chat said 30 or 40 to 50 yard. It needs to be 95%. If you do that, you're going to be the best kicker in the NFL by far. So that'd be actually extremely impressive.
And that's what I'm saying. I think you
35
want,
to 45 is fair.
I think you want a mostly perfect 35 to 45 yard.
98%.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
98
anything
degrees.
else is
Great
like-
Canadian band.
Really, I mean, we don't want to get into it, but we're gonna get into it.
Let's
because
get into
that's
it.
what- that's
Let's
what
get
we
into
do.
it. Add
Let's
any
get in
other
there.
great
After
great chat?
Look, after 45 yards, you are not really looking like my
a coin
belief
flip.
is
Yeah.
go for the yardage or punt or punt the fucking ball.
Yeah, well,
Because I'd rather put them deep and try to get better and trust the D, try to get better feel, especially with the Cowboys D too, and then pick up from there and get a touchdown, not 7 points, man.
So
9 bricks.
talking about. Oh my God! Here we go.
AJ is almost 8. AJ's ate 225 milligrams of edibles.
Wow.
225 milligrams
Should
of
we
weed
even
edibles.
put that out there? Because the government is going
I
to want to
don't
do
know.
studies on him.
I'm
They're
a
gonna,
study. Bring me in, but pay me money.
You're some sort of mutant. You're like you're an X-Men. Your power is
really
eating
is.
edibles that Boots brought you.
Dallas
Lord.
Cowboys Chris says AJ the Great. Troy Dudley says with this D, who cares about the kicker?
Facts.
yes.
Another question from Tony Goat Romo
Let
says,
Micah kick
out
it.
of all of you, who has the highest chance of making a 40-yard field goal? That's all of us. So we have a clip. Anth can't even make.
I'm saying AJ.
Yeah. You think?
He has a soccer background. I don't know much about Boots. I don't know your athletic capabilities.
You know
okay,
what?
are we talking about AJ on 225 milligrams of edibles or AJ sober? Because I think I'm taking him. I'm not taking
100
him-
milligrams.
I'm taking you somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, 100
I
millis.
feel like sober AJ, not with any weed. He's just a cranky, not someone you don't want to
Not
be around.
nice. Not
Someone that you don't.
Don't you got that like rugby or not rugby? Was it lacrosse?
Yeah, I played lacrosse. Yeah,
So-
but
Boots,
Yeah,
but
athletic.
Boots, I'm going to tell you right now.
just not
I
a
have,
kicker. I was
have,
a smasher. I just smashed people.
Boots, I have footage of Anth at the NFL draft.
The guy set me up.
Trying to make a field goal attempt, and it is
It's
the
bad.
worst thing you.
It's pretty
so
bad.
we'll throw that out this
We will
week.
throw that out
I
at
have
some
a clip.
point.
I
I'll
mean,
show
I don't
you.
want to embrace the stereotype, but I am Mexican, so I was born playing soccer. Oh. So I kind of feel like I could.
Hey, we have.
probably-
Hey, we do have a football. I'm not saying tonight, but we
I'm
do have a
just
football
saying. No,
Monday.
no.
Okay.
We don't live, or we're not staying. We're not living here. Right?
And AJ's brain is here forever.
AJ's living
I
here now.
have been known to kick a field goal or two. For all my boys out there listening, they know what I mean.
Well, look.
Okay.
We got that sports field.
So to me, and we have a football.
Yeah.
Let's
and
go.
We got a football.
Let's do it, and we
We're
got
gonna-
tequila. Let's take it with
We
us.
have tequila.
What I want to do, and I didn't want to do it as something that was kind of. I wanted to do it more of a joke, a skit, but maybe we do it realistic. Is let's do a Can Fan.
I have to upgrade.
combine.
I have to upgrade my kick. I have to get me kicking something
Yeah,
better
and
than
we'll
I
do
did.
pass kick.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Pass kick.
Pass kick punt. Yeah.
Pass kick punt.
Yeah, that's pass kick punt.
Let's do pass kick.
I'm game. Let's do it.
We're gonna do it. Okay, let's get into this clip of Shady
Yeah.
McCoy being a giant. Like,
Look.
the guy's there to just get clicks.
Again, I'm gonna come from a minor sports background, so
hear it.
I am not trying to compare this to
Fuck with us, AJ.
professionals at all. But I can say this: boys will be boys, and we rag on each other.
That's
And
true.
if any one of you guys, if we were playing fucking beach football, and it was a shitty little pass that we were just saying, hey, let's go toss the ball, haha, fun, and Eric, you passed to Ant, and I blocked it, I'd get in Ant's face and call him a stupid ass bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
he would.
Yeah.
He would. He'd do it.
So
I wouldn't expect anything less.
no, all this shows me is that those guys are just out there having fun and competing. And number two, aside from that, is I want my offense and defense to be fucking at each other.
Spunked out.
Because get ready for the season.
It's training
You know what I
camp.
mean?
Yeah.
We are going into war.
Yeah, other teams are going to call him worse.
Fucking rights.
Yeah, exactly.
There's clips of Dak running it with a clear gain of 10 yards, drops a football right in front of, I think it's Deron Bland, and motions the first down. Like,
Well,
It's part of
Dak's
it.
brought it up. He's starting it all. It's chumming it around again. Like someone said, this wouldn't be news for any other team.
it wouldn't be. Okay, so
He took his Snoop Dogg status and he's just totally.
AJ is Snoop Dogg. AJ is the Canadian white version of
He
Snoop
really
Dogg.
is.
Snoop Dogg.
Like, if somebody told me Willie Nelson was your grandfather, I see it. I see it.
I told you when he
Music,
ate. I told you when he ate
vape
that
10.
when he first ate that 125 milligrams, and you were like, he's gonna be
Jeez.
fucked up. I was like, I don't think he's going to be. Now that he's eaten, now that he's eaten more, you can tell it's not fucking him up, but it's fucking him
Like,
up.
It's not me. It's science.
Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you, I've known Alex long enough, and even if you go back to the last 3 years of our podcast, this version of Vape 10 completely transfers over to fourth quarter AJ. Very,
yeah.
very
He's
soon,
inhuman. He's got his own superpower.
He's inhuman.
Here, answer the phone. Marvel is calling. They're trying to get the rights to the next movie.
AJ-asaurus. Okay, Stock Watch. 10 players on the rise at training camp. This is done by Nick Harris. Nick Harris, good guy. We've watched a couple of his clips on the Twitter sphere.
I've seen
X.
his nudes.
What? I've seen his nudes. Very weird looking wiener.
Very weird.
So what do
Very
we?
hot.
I thought it was cute.
It was cute. What do we call Twitter now? Is it still Twitter or is it X? What the fuck is it? I go to open
It's-
Twitter on my phone and I get kind of thrown
Hey,
off.
that's racist.
What for calling it X?
I don't know. I don't know anymore, Ant.
No one knows.
No, it's still Twitter.
It's still Twitter? Okay, just a different symbol. So, okay, Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com staff writer, has done a stock watch, 10 players on the rise at training camp. I just want each of us to pick one player before we scroll through.
And also, look at that stupid ass fucking helmet that they have to wear.
What do you think about those helmets, Boots?
It's safety.
It is safety.
It's safety. I mean, no one ever saw a condom and was like, hey, that looks cool.
Yeah. Great point. That's actually a very, very legit point.
AJ loved that comment.
I don't know if
that
anyone-
was,
I
that
don't
was,
No, because
that
I'm
was sharp.
so against them, but it does make sense.
It makes sense.
Safety first.
And you know what? If they actually ended up wearing them in game now because of that, I'd be like, okay.
No,
No.
you can't. In games, the shoot, right? Like it's like you're on the main stage now. You're not wearing that.
Wait
Okay.
till you guys see Deuce Vaughn tomorrow.
Oh yeah, he looks like a bobblehead, right? We can't even say Deuce Vaughn without people. I'm gonna
I
get
love the
another.
guy.
I'm gonna get another. I'm not gonna say death threat, but I'm gonna get another Instagram message telling me not to show my face anywhere ever again. But okay, we're gonna go around. Boots, we're gonna start with you. They're gonna name out 10 players whose stock's on the rise. You've been to a couple training camp practices. In your personal opinion, who's your number one player that stock is on the rise?
Number one. Well, I mean,
And Micah Parsons cannot be an answer.
well, okay, yeah, of course not. I'm gonna go with my boy that I went with last year. I'm gonna go with Deron Bland again.
Nice.
I think the addition of Gilmore in the backfield is really gonna just rise his stock. And at the end of the season, I mean, Diggs is gonna have a great year. Gilmore's gonna have a great year. But it's gonna be of no surprise that maybe he has more interceptions than they do.
Is that a hot take by Boots on the Ground, Eric?
If not maybe one or two less.
I like that. Boots on the ground saying
Not so bland.
not so bland's going to lead the team in interceptions. Pretty much that's what you're saying.
Yeah, well, because
I respect it. That's
number
who they're going to
one
be
and-
targeting.
The number 1 and 2 wide receivers are going to be taken care of by Diggs
Yep.
and Gilmore, and they're going to do their thing, and they're not going to let them get any passes. And so they're going to try to go for the third option.
Yep.
And then Deron Bland is just going to be too much for those guys.
It makes sense. It literally makes sense.
If we're running a 2 LB package, it leaves a lot of interesting options open for that CB. So that gives a lot of opportunity for Not So Bland to be on the field. And then
Yes, sir.
exactly like you said, if he is not active, if he's more acting as like just a fucking ball hawk instead
Yes.
of a cover player, and then he's going to just move on wherever the fucking quarterback looks. And, I can see that happening. It makes sense because Diggs is playing more of a conservative defense, which I love the 11 interceptions. What do you want me to do? Oh,
No, you just keep talking. Oh, God.
okay.
Okay.
You know what? Shout out to
Anyways,
Kilo C
I love the-
out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to EJ Kahuna. Just want to say that real quick.
Yes. I love and shout out, of course. Yes. I love the interceptions of Diggs, but I will take what he did last year, and I'll take that type of defending that he did and less interceptions. Leave it up to other DBs, safeties.
Well, I like the
whoever.
point that you make there, AJ, and we'll get you who you think your top 10 stock is. But
Yeah.
like you said, with the 2 linebackers and the versatility with the defense, Dan Quinn's going to be like a fucking kid
in a candy shop.
in a candy shop, getting whatever he wants, basically.
Getting
gonna,
all the bricks.
He's going to, oh, you know what? I'm going to mix M&Ms with caramel, fucking whatever. I'm going to get, well, what's your favorite candy, Boots?
I got to go with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
And some Sour Patches. Why? Because we can. And Dan Quinn's going to mix that shit up, and he's going to throw it out on the field. With having 2 linebackers and then so many good depth positions at cornerback and safety, you can just throw so many different looks at an offense that they won't know how to prepare for it.
Yeah.
So, AJ, who do you think, out of the clips that you've watched, the stuff that you've seen in camp, the stuff that you've read, what is a player with the stock on the rise?
All of them, or just pick one?
Just one. You get one.
Man.
Boots got Duran, not so bland.
Okay, very good. Jalen Brooks is really interesting.
Nice.
Now, I
Good call.
don't think he's got a lot of wiggle room, but if he does make the cut, I think that's really promising.
Why?
Because
I wanna know why.
The reality is, I think Cowboys are going to go with 5 wide receivers.
That's
And
it? You only think 5?
Well, because they got 4.
I know.
They're going to go 4 tight ends.
4 possibly running backs.
3 LB running backs. Yeah, or maybe 4.
I know the numbers are just.
So it's just something's got to give, and the reason I think is because they're going to take Turpin, obviously.
Okay.
And he's been doing not so bland on.
He's been turpentine.
He's been turpentine.
Who else, though? I want to know who gets cut.
And then Tolbert has also come in, and they want Tolbert to succeed.
So
Goodbye,
AJ
Simi Fioco, or what?
Yeah. So
Simi's gone.
Yeah.
Simi's
I think he might
man.
be because right now,
I'll tell him tomorrow when I see him.
right now, this is.
I don't want it. I'm just calling it like I see it.
Well, this is the thing right now that so AJ's saying 5 wide receivers, right? You're three of are locked in. You got CeeDee Lamb, you got Brandon Cooks, you got Michael Gallup. I'm going to say Jalen Tolbert's 4, and I'm going to say Turpin's 5.
Yeah.
I think those are your 5 guys.
So
I just think because the wide receiver room's so good, it's like
So if there is a 6th,
it's probably going to be Jalen Brooks.
Jalen Brooks is impressed. He's shaky. Okay.
But why would there be a 6 when you got someone
I know.
like,
You don't need it.
like a Tony Pollard that can line up as a wide receiver,
that's what
like
AJ's
a
kinda
Deuce
saying.
Vaughn that can go out there? There's no need for a 6.
Well, in AJ's realm of how he's setting it, Deuce Vaughn's not making the team because you have Tony Pollard.
No, he's making the team.
AJ's think. I'm just saying. You think 3 running
Spit
backs,
it.
right? You
It's
think
a good
3.
story.
You think 3 running backs, and your running backs are probably TP20.
Yep.
I'm going to say I think Rico Dowdle's kind of inching his way towards number 2.
Well-
and then you think Malik Davis.
Yes.
And the preseason games are going to tell a lot on this. The preseason games are
that's what
going
it's gonna come down to.
are really going to mix it up. But we're at a very tough spot on the offense because, again, like AJ said, the tight end room, there's 4 guys that can make the team. The wide receiver room, there's probably 8 guys that can make the team. The running back room, there's probably 5 guys that can make the team. So you got to make these cuts somewhere, and it's like, well, where the hell do we cut these guys from?
So now go to linebackers.
Okay.
Okay, so you have LVE.
Yeah.
Then
Are we considering Micah a linebacker?
No, you can't cut.
I know. I don't think
Yes.
he's a linebacker, though.
yes, but he's going to take a linebacker
His
spot.
linebacker spot, okay.
No,
on the team.
he's supposed to be
No.
lined up as a defensive end.
No, but they're just
But they're
marking him
going
there
to mark
so that they
him
can
as
keep,
a linebacker.
so that they can just keep more guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, which still, it doesn't matter. Put him on DL, it doesn't matter. You're only getting 2 more linebackers, starting linebackers out of the Cowboys anyway.
LVE.
LVE.
Damone Clark,
Okay.
Overshown.
Overshown. And then
Yeah.
maybe, and then you have Cox.
Goodbye,
and then,
Cox.
And then you have, why do I always forget the guy's name? There's another linebacker that I always forget his name.
Isaiah Land.
Well, no, he's been lining up kind of on the D line. I can't think of the guy's name. But Ad,
What? Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna say, Ad, what are you feeling like for your one player who that you, after watching tape, watching the bunch of the clips that we've watched, who do you think's been standing out?
I'm glad you rephrased the question because I was working on troubleshooting some stuff here.
Oh, so you forgot what I was saying.
The one player that I'm excited to look at in person would be Kevontae Turpin,
Okay.
mainly because
And you think his stock's, I mean, fucking rates Turpin stock has been going up.
yeah, I mean the thought of
time.
coming out of camp that they're going to use him they're actually going to use him in proper rotation, not just kind of like here and there. So I like the idea of Turpentine coming in and seeing what he can do out there. You know, I do want to see. I want to see in living color and in person. I want to see Deuce Vaughn.
Living color.
And then my boy Hunter Lepke. I want to see some more fullback action
So, but
At training camp.
at training camp.
Now,
your
you
number one
named-
guy stock on the rise.
Yeah.
You get a Vun. You get the Vun,
You
sir.
named a whole bunch, and I'm angry because
Yeah.
I wanted to name a whole bunch too, but I had
know,
to
I
pick
get it.
one.
B-dub-B on B-dub-B action here.
Well, sometimes the best
Time of waking up is Folgers in your
the
cup.
best B on B violence is B on B violence. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, the person's stock that would be rising. I don't know. I don't.
Turpin.
Yeah, I mean,
Turpin.
Turpin
I
was the
think
first guy.
Turpin. I think
Turpin's
Turpin's
fair.
Turpin's
was
a
the
great
first guy.
answer, and I like the fact that both of you have picked wide receivers because with the wide receiver room,
Well, that's the battle. That seems where the battle's happening
That's
right
the
now.
fucking battle, and that's the area that it's going to be extremely hard to figure out who to go with. Like it could go a million ways. I'm just going to break mine down real quick.
Yeah.
Guy that's had actually, I'm gonna say Overshown.
That's what chat is saying.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna say,
chat is saying Overshown.
I'm gonna say Overshown.
Robbie Robertson's chat saying
Overshown. He looks fast. You'll see clips where you don't really notice him because they're not tackling, right? So you see a guy run, you see a running back run, or a guy get a pass out to the flat, and I'm like I've said this before. I'm very bad boots when I'm watching a game or watching a clip. I focus on one guy that I'm looking at, right? But I was watching a breakdown of Overshown, and every time the guy is just right there, and he looks fast. He looks like the fastest guy on the field. So I'm excited to see Overshown. I've been waiting for that opposite linebacker, kind of how LVE was his rookie season. Remember him and Jalen Smith, their first year playing together? I'm kind of waiting for like a duo like that, like the old LVE, and then just someone that can be all over the field. And Overshown could be that guy. Damone Clark could be that guy, but I'm going to go Overshown. I think his stock's going quite up for being a third-round rookie pick.
Well, let's see what this article has to say.
Okay, well, you're looking through it. Who needs a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit me with the crack on, down, down, down. Come on and hit me with the crack on, bow, bow, down.
I'll take whatever you bring.
Fire away.
So Ant says, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the article. AJ, why don't you go through the article here?
Yes, sir.
I don't know how
I'll take whatever you got in your hand.
All right, well, the first guy up here is someone who, we've always had high hopes on, but have not really heard too much about during this camp, unfortunately, is Damon Clark, linebacker. Damone Clark. Hey, guys. You know, and if you've been here, you know, and if you don't know, now you know.
Oh, man.
Damone Clark. And I love the Cowboys. He's not expected to even play much in his rookie year Damone Clark played in 10 games in his first year, returning from a neck injury. Coming into year 2, an extra layer of confidence is embedded into Clark's aura. Ooh. And that's shown on the field.
Damone Clark. Yeah,
Can I do the honors, boys?
yeah, get it. Get it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Crack him if you got him, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Bucket list.
Crack him if you got him!
Bucket list.
Crack him if you got him, son. Let's go.
Crack
Boots. BotG Eric in the hizzy.
That might be our first quad
I
crack.
can die now. Like,
That's a quad crack.
That was a quad crack.
That's a quad crack.
wow, that sounds painful.
That sounds definitely. That does not sound good.
Quad crack.
Quad crack. Or
So-
something very good.
I don't know what they're meaning here, but
They're just saying because year 1 he wasn't expected to play. He exceeded expectations in his first year,
Came
and
back
in his
faster.
and then in his second year he's already been slotted as the starting linebacker opposite LVE. So they're expecting him. He's kind of like, when we did your chart and we had kind of the rank from one year to another. So last year he would have been like probably a C. He was coming off injury. This year he's probably a B, trending up. So that's what they're expecting big things from Damone Clark this year.
hey, looks like he's got a little bee in that belly right there.
He does, yeah.
Hey, are you 3 months pregnant or? I'm just kidding. I do hope he's good.
He'll be good. Damone will be good. He was great at LSU. And the Cowboys, man, last year's draft might end up being fucking amazing with Damone Clark and Deron Bland in the 5th round.
Yes.
No, and
Steal the draft.
You get two starters in the 5th round. That's
Yeah.
that's almost unheard of.
well, what's super, I think, interesting is that guy's injury was like what caused him to drop to the 5th round. Cowboys took a fucking chance.
He was going to be a 1st round pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Insane.
I mean, you didn't even mention Tyler Smith. I mean, he saved the season last year.
He did. 100% he did. So number 2 on the list, they got Sean McKeon. I can't really read it, but I'll give it a go. It's young and relatively unproven tight end room, and while Sean McKeon might
Sorry.
not be competing for a starting job quite yet, his play through a week and a half of training camp has begun to solidify his presence on the roster, whether it's his improved physicality in route running or his improved run blocking. McKeon is making his presence felt in one of the more unpredictable position groups on the roster. I agree.
Yeah.
Tight end group is up in the air.
I mean, maybe I'm being biased because I love Black Eyed Peas and I love hearing that Fergalicious, like, so
Fergalicious.
Ferguson, like, that's still my guy, but
That's your dude?
But Sean McKeon, I don't know. Like, I think he's had his chance to shine and he hasn't really. So I don't know.
He's been around for a while.
Scooney has been making a
Is
lot
a
of waves.
sailboat?
He is a sailboat,
has been making a lot of waves. Great pun.
right?
Scooney's a sailboat.
Scooney's a
So
sailboat.
I mean, but they're right. He is someone to watch for that same reason.
Hey, I'm a spoon maker myself, okay? I'm a Scooney man. I love the spoon maker, and I'm always going to be on board. However,
Another pun.
Yeah,
Another
no,
pun.
That's how I deliver it.
Tell me like it.
But at the end of the day, I just want the tight ends to produce 12,000 yards. No. 1,200 yards.
12,000.
12,000 yards, 48 touchdowns.
Freaking.
And 11 interceptions somehow. But no, 1,200 yards.
I think those are
and
just receptions.
1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If the tight end group can produce that, then that's what we're really looking for. I do hope Schoonmaker makes up more than half of that, but
It's tough to say right now because he hasn't practiced it yet.
I have no rat or no horse, rat, whatever, dog in the race.
No horse in the race.
Yeah.
You don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
So
I'm not fighting any dogs.
No dog
okay?
fighting is happening. I do have one thing to say about this because I've thought about this. We've said this quite a bit, Boots. We were like, if the tight end room can get X amount of yards, X amount of touchdowns, X amount of catches, because we were thinking of how Dalton Schultz is left.
Yeah.
But I believe that Brandon Cooks is going to take some of those receptions, take some of those yards, and take some of those touchdowns.
I agree.
So the tight end room their numbers might come in a little bit less than they were last year, just because, well, last year, who were your wide receivers, realistically?
But then in a fair argument, I would say, but shouldn't Dak get a little bit more shouldn't he have had more yards?
Oh, so you're saying because he's that's I'm just
I know
saying
what you're
Brandon Cooks is going to take Dalton Schultz's yards, not Fergalicious, not Scooney, not Hendershot. It's going to be Brandon Cook's going to get fed more than those guys.
I hear that.
So I don't think it would be one thing to look at the numbers from the tight end room and be like, oh, well, they didn't get what they got last year and think of it as a failure. But that might not be the case. If they're still getting the averages, I think an average is a better way to a better metric to go for it.
I think Tony Pollard being the featured back this season, he's actually going to take a lot of receptions as well.
Totally.
Just because they're going to use him more a la Debo Samuel like the Niners did. So I think that's going to have an effect. So even if this tight end group doesn't get the amount of yardage that they normally do, it's not because they're not tearing it up. It's because, you got so much talent out there. You got to spread the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's hop over to number 3 here. Number 3 on NFL.
Hankins.
Dallas Cowboys top 10 stock rising, Jonathan Hankins.
Can you read that, or are you blind as a bat?
Despite the Cowboys drafting fellow defensive tackle Mozzie Smith in the first round of April's draft, Jonathan Hankins has been the standout in the interior defensive line, specifically in pads. Thursday saw Hankins cause disruption all afternoon, busting through Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish, and other interior and other interior offensive linemen for multiple tackles for loss. TFL boys, we're a bunch of TFL boys up in this motherfucker.
How fucking big does Hankins look on the field when you see him?
Oh my God, is he even wearing pads? Yeah, I can't even tell if he's wearing pads or not.
Guy's a monster.
It does look like an angry dad tackling a kid who came over to a house party that they.
Hey, you're not allowed here.
Yeah. Everyone off my property.
I think that's a good pick, and I think anything in the interior defensive line and the linebacking core, which I thought was our worst spot on the team last year, I'd like to hear it.
But the team was better with him on the field.
Him and LVE.
Yes.
Remember when him and LVE were out for 4 or 5 games?
I like to forget that part.
Oh, my God, was it so bad to watch?
Look, the honest truth is, it doesn't matter if it's Hankins or not. The middle of the field is a weak part for the Cowboys when a starter is not there.
Yeah.
Right? So bringing in Hankins and then drafting Smith is just doubling down on that. That's great.
The Mozzie effect.
Yep.
I like that Hankins is sticking around. I think this might be year 2 of his 3-year contract.
1-year deal.
Oh, was it just a 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is awesome. Either way, I was going to say either way, if it's a 1 year, even more. But even with just 2 years left, he's still fighting for making sure that he might get another contract because he's not out of the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know
A
what
guy
I mean?
that size, your size doesn't diminish as you get older.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Size
not-
and strength are the last thing.
They're not signing him up to run fast. They're signing him up there to be a giant human.
Yeah, and the more depth you get at defensive tackle, the better. I don't think Hankins has anything to worry about. I think Gallimore and Bohanna are probably a little more nervous, but I think
Definitely Gallimore. Okay, number 4 on
Canadian treasure.
Yeah, he was. I know. It hurts me to say that Gallimore might be cut because he's a Canadian boy. So number 4 on the DallasCowboys.com top 10 stock risers. There's one of ours, AJ's pick, Jalen Brooks, who we're not going to touch on much. We're not even going to read it because we already talked about him. Number 5, my pick, DeMarvion Overshown linebacker.
And a lot of the chat's picked. Everybody in the chat's talking about
chat was lighting it up, so we're just going to skip on through that. Number 6 is Kevontae Turpin, another
Adam's pick.
fan panel.
We're good.
I did it, guys. I did it.
Did we do it? Whose pick hasn't been up yet? Boots, who'd you pick?
Deron Bland.
Oh, Bland's going to be there.
Yeah.
Bland is going to be there. And we said, okay, so
said
Mike,
we're not talking about
we're
Michael
not-
Parsons. We know.
Look, this is bullshit.
This is a shoe-in.
Like, what is this even doing on the
Because
list?
it's entertainment. I mean, Michael Parsons is fun to watch. He's going to put people on their ass.
And it is
tomorrow,
true, though.
every day.
He looks better in this training camp than he's looked in the last 2.
I hope that it's because he looks better. Because when I saw him put Tyron Smith on the ground, I was just like, is Tyron Smith is he falling off the edge now?
Or is Micah
starting
that
to lose
good?
it? Or I hope it's Micah that good.
I think so. And what I like is, though, I'm seeing, I'll call out the 2 defenders here, Diggs and Parsons, kind of showing up and being like, we are veterans of the NFL now.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that in how Diggs was playing with Dak and
After what? Can you call someone a veteran after 1 year?
No, I don't like calling a player a veteran after a year.
How many years? Actually, this is a good chat. This is going to be like a sub chat of the chat we're having. I think 3.
3.
Like 3 played or their third season.
Get their first contract out of the way.
First contract out of the way. Even
I think
when they're
first
entering,
contract.
No, I think when they enter their third season, I start to really respect them because
can you call him a leader? Yeah. They
could
become a leader.
call them a leader, but
He was the leader in his rookie season.
True.
He was the leader.
Okay, fair.
I just don't think you can call him a veteran until after that contract negotiation.
I do like that contract. I do like the second contract as kind of being a staple. But if you have a young team, I still think a guy in his I'll fuck with you guys.
Well, because if you're in the first or 2 years, like you're cheap, so of course they're keeping you because they want to see what you got. But if you get that second contract,
you're a vet
it's
now.
just like you're a vet. Yeah,
you made it. Not very many people in the NFL ever get to that
second contract. Yeah.
Okay.
AJ went into dark mode there.
AJ went to dark mode.
No, it's because it switched to 8 o'clock. I don't know.
Okay, number 8 on the list. This ad will close in 2
Get
minutes.
the fuck out of here! I didn't pay for ads.
After another shot, it's going to be about midnight out here.
Jalen Tolbert, who we didn't talk about,
We
but
didn't bring up Jalen Tolbert
there
at all.
has been a lot of chat.
No, we talked about Tolbert.
Did we?
Yeah.
Boots, are you going for it?
No. Alex is the one who brought it. I'll read it if you want me
Boots
to read
is
it.
reading it.
Okay, I might have to get a little closer. But Jalen Tolbert, wide receiver. Can I do the DJ voice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
dude,
for it.
DJ voice it.
Okay, well, as soon as he
Hang
zooms
on.
out, so I
Oh,
can.
he fucked you there.
It's a big proving year for second-year wide receiver Jalen Tolbert after his rookie season that saw him hauling just 2 receptions for the 9 yards even underwhelmed him. However, Tolbert has quieted just about any conversations around the wide receiver 4 debate as he has made big grab after big grab with each day that passes. Off the field, Tolbert has gotten praise from Dak Prescott and the coaching staff for his determined and mature approach to year 2 as opposed to his timid approach to his rookie season.
Great radio voice, by the way. Boots.
Hey, I've been watching Adam. Been watching Adam.
Great. Yeah, you picked up off a good one.
I mean,
You
did
got some good
the
pickups off a good one.
apprentice become the master in that scenario? I think so.
Jalen Tolbert, though, guys, I think the
It's the
excitement.
tequila talking.
That's the tequila. Hey, your voice is smooth like that tequila. Jalen
Nice ass food
Tolbert.
in the house.
He
Jalen
has
Tolbert.
been one of those guys coming out of the camp
So
that you
far.
keep hearing. Yeah, you hear so far out, out of camp.
I need a game. I need a game or at least a preseason game. 2 catches for 9 yards for a 3rd-round pick who we thought was going to be.
Hey.
I thought last year he was my number 1 pick to be the most impactful rookie.
Yeah. Well, look, we're all excited about the season, but the reality is all of our talk here, and we know it. We're not fucking trying to pull wool over each other's eyes. Okay, we're not trying to play wolf. All right.
I want to play
That was a
wolf.
good howl.
No.
That was a good howl.
We have to see it in game. We got to see it in the preseason. Of
course.
And the shitty thing is the NFL took away our 4th game, so now we only get 3 games.
Yeah,
okay?
only size them up.
Unless you play in the Hall of Fame game that happened on Thursday. I don't think anybody watched that. Did anybody watch that?
I watched the
Well, I
highlights.
saw
little
I
bit.
saw a meme. of it.
DTR, we
I
watched.
mean, yeah, I watched the highlights specifically to my boy Dorian Thomas Robinson, DTR down to Rumble, fucking own it as the 3rd-string backup quarterback for the
he had
Cleveland
a good
Browns.
game,
Nice.
as good as
Is he that UCLA guy? Where's
Yep.
he from? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the
UCLA
guy that
quarterback.
he was the guy that
Local guy.
I wanted us to pick up.
You
I
wanted him?
I
I
wanted
wanted
them to
him.
draft him
Really?
as Dak's backup.
Yeah,
Well,
Adam
he-
rubbed
he-
himself in oil and like stood in front of us and
Hey
said,
man, he had a fucking great.
That's right. You guys were never big on Stetson Bennett.
No.
You know
No.
Jerry wanted that guy just for like the marketing Stetson hats.
Stetson Van Wilder Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was in college for a
The
million years.
40-year-old quarterback who's drafted.
Okay, so number 9 on Dallas Cowboys, Juwania Thomas, safety.
I don't know what this guy had at all.
Haven't heard much about him. I've seen him running around in clips, number 30, and I was like, who the fuck is 30? And so there he is.
Do you want me to read this one off?
Light it up, AJ.
Okay, help me if I get lost here. Donovan Wilson and Israel Mukuamu
Nice one.
going down on the first day of training camp opened up an opportunity for the depth of the safety group. And Juwania Thomas has been the
Close
top.
enough.
Okay.
It was close.
JT.
JT has been the one that has stepped up the most. Marquise Bell has also had a strong camp, but it's been Thomas, JT, a.k.a. JT, who has been the most consistent since the pads have come on. The Georgia Tech product has been in on key key pass breakups. Woo!
Woo-wee!
Against the first team offense. That's good. And has earned praise from the coaching staff for his play. Okay.
Wow, okay. We'll take hey, man, another guy to the safety room.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like this safety room just keeps building depth. Something we didn't mention, or did we mention? Malik Hooker extended today.
Yes.
I'm just going to say that out loud. For 3 years, I believe it was like $24 million with incentives up to more. Great to have him around. Now we got a bunch of safeties locked up. Oh, totally worth it. And we took a little bit of heat saying that I thought the safety group was one of the biggest, our depth positions.
How is it not?
It has to be. Like, and then you just keep finding gems like this. Like, I'm super stoked on the safeties. Yeah, it sucks that Izzy and Donovan Wilson went down in day one, but it sounds like the next guys are just ready to step up. Number 10, the final one.
Drum roll.
It's going to be Deron Bland. Nashawn Wright.
Nashawn Wright.
He's not looked great.
So, and actually, this is a funny one to me. Before we read it, granted, we only see the highlights, but most of the highlights from Brandon Cooks or even a couple of the other guys have all, like CeeDee Lamb in the end zone. It's Nashawn Wright's been on the opposite end of those highlights. He's been the one getting burned. When Trevon Diggs was out there for a couple practices, they had Nashawn Wright stepping in his spot, and he's had a couple interceptions, but he also was getting burned a little bit. But I also don't watch every single play. I would just watch the highlights. So obviously these guys at DallasCowboys.com have a little bit more insight than I do.
Exactly. And the little thing is, I got a message from a buddy who was like, what's going on with Dak? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I thought he got injured or something. So I start Googling and looking for, like, what happened. Something happened to. Did Micah roll into his knee?
Yeah, did Micah kill him?
But no, he's like, oh, he looks terrible. And I'm like, well, I've seen that one interception he threw that was piss poor to whoever the fuck it was even right.
It was,
You know?
it was the
There was
same.
that one that was circling.
But
Yeah.
it's the media controlling the narrative.
I know,
because
sure.
he throws one pick, but
And that's all
nobody
you
talks
see.
about the 12 touchdowns he threw at that same day.
No,
you
so
know?
I went. So
Yep.
I went and found a clip. I was gonna send it to him, but I was like,
Don't
fuck
care.
it. I don't care enough. But I was like, yeah, I went and found a clip of just like all of his fucking pinpoint accuracy passes that
He's been dropping
had
dimes,
the
man.
man is surgical with the football this season.
Dak has literally been dropping dimes.
Anyway,
I know what you mean, though. Like,
yeah.
that's what you're gonna hear. You
Yeah.
never. What's up with Dak? I saw a Twitter post
Yeah.
that had a lot of views that he sucks.
Well, the fact that once I said like I don't know, I saw that one video, but he looked good at from all the other videos I seen, and he didn't reply back to that. He just changed the
topic. He's
So
like,
it's
well,
okay.
you watching the CFL? Okay, so we went through the top 10. I think this was a good test run to see what we're going to do, because we're going to be, hey, guys, tomorrow, we're going to be live in Oxnard at training camp. We got Boots to show us the ways. I can't wait to have Boots show us the ropes. We got the bandwagon boys with their rocking their fucking bucket hats. Woo! We're going to be bringing content for the next few days. We're going to do some live stuff. We're going to do some interviewing fans.
Live at
Yeah,
the
we're gonna be
field.
live. We're literally gonna be live at training camp tomorrow. So if you're here still,
Come alive.
tune in.
Stay tuned.
If not, we'll catch you guys on the post game podcast on Saturday, which is tomorrow.
And
We
you know what?
out, baby.
We out, baby.
Boots, give me some love.
Right.
Boots. Woo!
We back.